Hi everyone, meteorologist Ed Valley here taking a look at the Northeast. We have a very volatile forecast here over the next 36 hours, and that's the focus. We will touch on next week, but I tell you what, next week will be a walk in the park compared to what we're dealing with here today and tomorrow. So we'll start off with the hazards. Pink, winter storm warning. Purple, winter weather advisory. Winter weather advisory is less of an impact. And you see this blue, these are areas where the National Weather Service deems the forecast too uncertain to issue a warning or an advisory, so they keep the watch. And what I would imagine here is we see some expansion of the winter storm warnings a little bit, but some of this probably turns into a purple advisory as well. But all in all, another opportunity for wintry weather inland, but even along the coast where we don't have any advisories out, I am concerned about a turnover to snow at the tail end of this system and a flash freeze, which might even be the biggest issue along the coast. So like we did yesterday, we're going to talk about a couple different models, and we're going to kind of take it from there. So we're going to look first here at the NAM. I'm using the models that I think make the most sense. So you might ask, well, hey, Ed, why the heck aren't you using the European? Or why aren't you using this model or that model? Or why didn't you use the NAM yesterday? Well, this time of the year, the messaging in these systems, that's the most important part as a meteorologist, is trying to tell the end user how the models are incorrect or correct and what the difference is, and showing models that are just not close to what we believe is going to happen doesn't really benefit anybody, right? So that's why we're using the models that we do. And we're starting here around 2 a.m. and I want to focus on temperature. Look at how warm it is initially overnight tonight. Even as early as 7 a.m. or late as 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's 37 in Allentown, 44 in Philly, 41 in Newark, 39 in Boston, even into the 30s, near freezing as far north as the St. Lawrence River. So initially, this is not a cold air mass. However, you're going to notice that this area of low pressure that's forming is forming largely off the coast, right? You see it down here. A few days ago, that was more like over here and not so much down here. That's a big difference, and that's what's leading to some colder shifts over the last few days, and that's really what's going to be the focus here moving forward. So you see around that 8 o'clock hour, it's snowing in most of the interior. The rain snow line is approaching Allentown, it's approaching northwest Jersey, it's approaching western Massachusetts. And as we press through the morning, you notice a fairly quick shift to snow in most of PA, New York, Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire, Western Mass, Northwest Connecticut. A little bit of sleet along that changeover line. Again, this is around 10 a.m., whether it's 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere in that range, Philly to New York will be changing over. But you notice, as it changes over, we're already back half of the storm, and through the afternoon, this storm will dwindle rather quickly. However, you see this period of snow even to the coast tomorrow afternoon. This is 4 p.m. So the other question is how much precip is falling with this storm, and I can tell you right now that, modeling is not as bullish on precip as it was a few days ago. A couple days ago, we were an inch and a half with this storm. Now we're more like a half to an inch and a quarter, maybe. So that obviously puts a ceiling on the snowfall amounts. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the models as they stand. But I want you to be aware that the model is not as great as you think it is, because the model will accumulate snow really from the time temperatures aloft are cold enough. But look at this. Midday tomorrow, it's still 32 along the coast or warmer. So I think the initial push here of snow, you notice by that same time, we've already, quote unquote, had an inch in Philly. That's not going to happen. But you notice it fills in rather quickly behind it. So this is going to be a big deal from Allentown to Albany to northern New England. Closer to the coast, I think the models are going to overdo the precip amounts. And you look at the snow depth change, you can see it's much less than the actual total snow, because that takes into account temperatures and melting, right? So you notice there's a sharp cutoff along the Delaware River. Northwest, 3 to 6, 4 to 8. South, closer to the coast, though, not much, okay? And you see, there's going to be a sharp cutoff. So that's one model. Here's the GFS's interpretation. Same idea, very mixed precipitation, 10-11 tomorrow morning, and then everybody goes over to snow on the backside. And then finally, the regional Canadian model, same idea, Warm initially, mid to late morning, you get the changeover in the mid-Atlantic. And then during the later afternoon, as precip winds down, you get that in southeastern New England. And the total precip here, total snow, you can see there's that sharp cutoff. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So also, final two things. Temperatures by the evening on Saturday are well below freezing. This is 10 p.m. Everybody's in the teens and 20s. Refreeze possible. The one thing keeping us from a true refreeze are these winds. 20 to 40 miles an hour, maybe a few gusts 45, 50. That's going to help dry things out a little bit, but still going to have to be on alert for a post-storm salting with this type of deal. So that's another thing to keep our eyes on. So beyond this storm, how we looking? Well, Sunday looks cold and dry. Maybe a few flurries Sunday night north. And then we're dry Monday. Largely dry Tuesday, maybe a rain or snow shower. And then we're going to warm it up towards the end of the week. And that's going to be the main theme. So winter, I don't want to jinx it, but winter might be coming to an end here after this weekend. So today we're warm, but look at tomorrow. Obviously it's colder. Sunday's the coldest. But then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you notice 40s, 50s in New England, 60s showing up in the mid-Atlantic. So that's what we got. Real quick, look at our snowfall maps. You see here 1 to 3, just northwest of Philly, near New York, north and west. 3 to 6, Allentown to Harrisburg. 6, 7, 8, maybe a 9, State College to Scranton. Notice along the coast, less than an inch, but that refreeze risk is real. And then for the interior, northern New England here, no snow along the eastern coast here, but 6 to 12 for a good portion in New York and Vermont. 3 to 6 in between, and then less the closer you get to the coast. Have a great day.